We gave it to you a bit earlier on, but a joint operation is currently being conducted in Pimville, this in Soweto, focusing on illegal foreign nationals and the recovery of firearms. Joburg Mayor Nqobile is also there, and this follows Police Minister Nqobile's visit to the area just a week ago.
That's right. It's following the fatal shooting of a resident by the name of Diale. eNCA's Nqobile Madlala is still on the ground for us. Hello to you again, Nqobile. The sun now rising, residents coming out, and what they're seeing are lots and lots of police.
Yes, of course, Gareth, lots and lots of police. And I mean, we've spoken to some of the residents, and they've got quite a lot of issues that they have raised, including talking about housing as well as basic needs like water and electricity. But I want to bring in the city's mayor to just give us an idea, because I mean, you've been interacting with the residents. What is it that is coming out for you at this point?
Well, the biggest thing is concern for safety and security. They don't sleep at night. Their houses get robbed. These people come in, they cut their shacks and they enter, they search them and they rob their belongings. There's a child who was shot by a stray bullet on their way to school, a 9-year-old. So the gunshots at night daily, people fear for their lives. That was the biggest concern. But of course, the area that we've been going to now is where housing is doing what they call reblocking, where they're decongesting a very dense settlement and giving people stands on this side so that they can start with upgrades. So they will be getting services, water, electricity. I spoke to the housing MMC this morning just to get an update. They have applied to Eskom and to Rand Water to bring services into those areas. So they have at least water, electricity and proper sanitation. I've been engaging the residents also to establish whether they'd be in a position to build their own houses, you know, once those services are there. And some are saying yes, they don't want to wait for government to build houses for them. And that for us is encouraging, because the housing waiting list is far too long. It's over 480,000 applications outstanding. So those are the kinds of conversations we've been having.
Mayor, when do you think these services will be delivered to them?
Well, I mean, I just need to follow up. I know that we have applied, so on our end, we've done our part. We need to hear from the bulk suppliers when they'll be able to do that. So we will follow up, but it's so important to continue communicating with residents, because I also picked up there's a bit of a disjuncture. Some of them are saying housing is coming to build houses, and others are saying we will build our own houses. So it does look like we need to strengthen communication and the link between the city and at least the community leaders.
And let's talk about infrastructure. I mean, we saw some of the Apollo lights, they've already been broken. And also there's some of the electricity that you can see that was not, in a way, connected by Eskom. What about those issues? Will you be attending to those?
Definitely. That's why we're here. In fact, I'm here with the MMC for EISD, also responsible for City Power, Joburg Water, and Pick It Up. And the reason we're here is because of the theft and vandalism of infrastructure. As you know, it's been a huge problem, particularly in the last few weeks. But we realize it's actually been an ongoing problem. It's really just never gotten the attention that it deserves. I did write to the different tiers of government, and I'm happy to see the support we're receiving. The Minister of Police reached out to me last week, and that's why I'm here today. He's coming as well. He will be joining us later in the day. And the idea is we don't have enough boots on the ground with only the JMPD, but also some of the functionalities are within the SAPs. This partnership with the SAPs, the Hawks, and state security is really going to assist to clamp down on the types of crimes that we are seeing, particularly the theft and vandalism of critical infrastructure. It's a concern. It's plunging whole communities into darkness on an ongoing basis, and we believe this will put a stop to it finally. We have also deployed drones, and what we're seeing is with the drones, they left on their own before we even arrived. And I was saying to the PC, we need to invest in smart policing, because if we don't have enough boots on the ground, at least with those kinds of surveillance modalities, you're able to prevent crime. So we're also learning from our operation as to what works, and it does look like we will be able to win this war finally.
And I mean, talking about that war, we heard some of the women here just saying how unsafe it is for them to be here. What will you be doing going forward then?
Well, this is an ongoing operation, so this is the start of something that we will do on an ongoing basis, so people feel safe and the area becomes safe. As I've said, just the visibility alone, the smart policing techniques alone, people are already, the criminals are leaving the area because they know they can no longer continue with their criminal activities. And it says to us we need to invest in that. But we will be able to heighten visibility through integrated policing as we are doing now. With the JMPD, the SAPS, the Group Forensic and Investigation Services Unit from the city is also here. We need everybody on the ground so that we're stronger and we've got the numbers.
Thank you very much. Mayor of the city of Joburg just speaking to us, of course, about that visibility. I mean, you can hear Gareth. She's saying that the visibility is the key at this point. She says it's the start. So we'll hear from her, of course, as time goes by. They are also waiting to see the minister who will be arriving today to attend to those issues in the area. As you can see, heavy police presence in the area. I mean, from the early hours, we have seen so many police as well as emergency services just to ensure that this raid is in a way successful, Gareth. I mean, we've spoken to some of the residents here. They're worried about their safety, but more than anything as well, Gareth, what they highlighted to us was that they feel that even though the raid was going to be done, it should have been not said, because they said some of them, even though they're scared to speak to camera about the crime that they are faced with, they feel that if it was done and it was silent in a way and nobody was told and the information was not passed, a lot more could have been yielded out of the raid.
Yeah, many people agreeing with the residents in Nqobile as well, saying that it's all going well for police to put it out in public what they're doing, but the problem is often you throw away the element of surprise while you're doing that. But still, as far as visibility is concerned, it's what the residents wanted. The police are there. Some will query those just because the police minister is arriving later this morning. My thanks to Nqobile Madlala. Back to her again later in Pimville in Soweto for us. Now, the